So let me ask you now about, we got to do a little Sexmob.
Yeah.
First of all, how'd you end up starting to play slide trumpet?
Well, I had one. Come on, I've told the story so many times.
Oh, sorry. Well, you give the short version.
Okay. There are no short versions of me, Bobby. Woodstock, 1977. I'm in a creative music studio. I'm in a car with someone. You know, I'm 14. No, I'm 15.
Okay, you're 15 at the creative music studio, hanging out with...
77, whoever. Some guy's got a car. He has to go to Woodstock because it's right outside of Woodstock.
Uh-huh. And you're coming from California.
Yeah, you know. Creative music studio. I get in the car with this guy. He's going to Woodstock. Me and Peter Applebaum are in the car. Going to a guitar shop. For some reason, it's like across that little creek in Woodstock. Go in. On the wall are 2 slide trumpets with a sign next to them that says $25. I'm like, I can't even sign. He's like, those things are $25? The guy's like, yeah, $25. So I'm like, I'm getting one. Peter's like, I'm getting one. So that's how I started playing the slide trumpet.
What was it?
It's that Getson, you know, with the little Getson with the knob. But the guys were just trying to get rid of it.
Sure.
It's like on the
People
wall.
were like, what are we doing with this?
Yeah,
Right.
$25.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I got
amazing.
it. That's how I started playing slide trumpet.
When did you find that? So you practiced this for a while. You got.
I didn't practice it. That's another story. So I just could play stuff on it, and I played. I think I ended up playing a little bit of Foreign Legion in the early '80s. I can't remember. Like I brought it out with me. I can't remember playing it with the Malibu Dolphins, but you know, Foreign Legion I played it, and then Spanish Fly started playing it. I could only play in a few keys, but we had these couple songs I did, and when I did it, people really reacted. Mm-hmm. Like. And we're on our first tour, and Dave Douglas is on his first tour as a leader, and we're on our first tour as our own band, and we run into each other in Germany, listen to the set. Dave, you know, is like, got the hyper brain where it's like, everything goes like right into place with me, like, we're hanging out. He's an old friend, right? He says, man, why don't you practice that thing? I'm like, yeah, why don't I practice that thing? So I started practicing it. And then that begat Sexmob. Because then I thought to myself, what if I start a band where all I play is a slide trumpet? I'll be forced to figure out how to play this thing. Sure. Because I'm going to be up here and that's all I'm going to do. And when we started Sexmob, we would do 2 sets a night at the Tap Bar, Thursday at 11 o'clock. So first set at 11, second set at like whatever, 12:30, 1 in the morning. I couldn't play anything. I was spitting dust for the first 6 months, man. Because I couldn't play well enough to like, you know, I'd like blow it all out the first set. You know, I may get a little bit out of the second set, but it's pretty bad. That's how I learned to play slide trumpet.
Interesting. And did you then, because there are a couple of slide trumpets floating around, but it's not something that everybody makes. Like you had to find like.
Well, no, I didn't find one. Dick made me one.
Okay.
Dick Ackright. What happened was I said, okay, I'm going to start this band. I should get a real horn. So I go see Dick Ackright in Oakland, who I've known since I was, I guess, in 6th grade. And I say to him, man, Dick, could you make me this? Oh, guys, calm down. Could you make me a horn? He said, yeah. He said, what do you got? He said, I had this Constellation I don't use. You know, I bought for $75 up in Portland. I know he says, well, you know what, man? The Mariachi guys love those horns. They all want them. I'll get $800 for it. So look, you just give me that. I'll build you a horn. And he built me a horn. And what he did, I'm pretty sure, is that he cut down a Bach alto trombone slide. I should double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what he did. Okay. And everything else he just built himself. Sure. And Dick's just a master dude. If you can say no if you don't want, we can push him away. Because otherwise he's just not going to stop. Yeah. Nerdle, leave him alone. Come here. So anyway, that's the story of the slide trumpet. And that's the story of Dick's. And once I got that, you know, as you can see from my room, I've experimented, but that horn Dick made by intuition. Mm-hmm. He looked at my Getson, and the Getson was built out. Yeah. And so you had regular trombone, the bell's in 3rd position, and then 4th position when you get to the other side. On my horn, it's 5th position, 6th position. Okay. It's all. But what that does is, it puts the bell away from your face.
Sure.
It puts a crook of the bell. Problem is, slide trumpet is such a difficult instrument. If you're at all having to think about how you put that horn on your face, you've lost the game.
Sure.
Like, that's hard. If you gotta go for once, like, how do I?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You've already lost.
Right.
It's too hard to even think about that. You
Yeah.
needed to have in the most, because it's a bit weird to like, you're holding it like, you know what I'm saying, like this, and it's not like a trombone counterbalances here. So this whole thing is like really important. And Dick somehow intuitively realized, I don't know if he realized, it just, he lucked out. So all the other horns where they built the thing back here, you're just going like, yeah, can get some notes out of it, but after a while, I'm like, you don't want to play all night like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
Sure. Right.
So that's the story why my horn is like, I try to get them, man. I get every horn I can to like try it out, but you know.
So you start Sexmob, and then you had a regular gig.
We had a regular
and that
gig.
gave you the opportunity to work out all these different covers and new tunes and.
Well, what happened
things.
was we didn't do covers at first. It was
Okay.
all original music, and with Hal, it was getting me more and more involved with like movie music. I think, and John Lurie, we were doing movie music too. So I'm doing movie music with two guys. I said, well, I better learn about movie music. So, no internet really. I mean, maybe there's the internet, but it wasn't like a big thing. So I just buy records of film scores and start listening to them. I bet, let's just see what do film scores sound like. I gotta do film scores. I buy a Bond film score. I hear this cue bomb with bongos like. Bob, Bob. I'm like, yo, this is dope. So what I would do, I just really scratched out really quick, like all the parts on one page. Brought to whatever, Kinko's, whatever, made copies of it. Pass to the guys. We're doing our regular music. Oh, it starts off just out, bring it, Bob, 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 like the bass trombone note.
Yeah.
Bob and the alto. King's like, and then they, you know, Tony's playing like the, this is probably like, you know, muted trumpet or trombone, something on it. And it's like, you know, I'm going, the usual stuff. Like nothing's really changing, like what we've kind of normally been doing. And then it's like the place goes, and I'm like, oh, I see. Give them something they know, they're gonna be like, music, we love this stuff.
So
You know, you play something they don't know, it's the same thing. But they know it or they don't know it.
yeah, if
Yeah.
something hits people, you know, when they're familiar with it, especially music like that, movie music and what have you, has always been a part of the whole.
Well, anything, man. When we hit the big chorus to Ruby Tuesday, it's the same thing. If it's the
Yeah,
right audience.
sure.
You know, people go like, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just like this feeling of whatever. I don't know what it, because it's different for every person, but it's science.
Sure.
So once I realized that, I was like, okay, what other tunes can I do this with? And that's literally how it started.
Sure. And that's what you think about if you're going to write an arrangement or bring in a new tune for the
How is
band.
this? Can we do this melody? How can we pull something off? This
Yeah.
melody, whatever. But it's interesting because Sign of the Times is something I thought about for years before I had my own band. Because for me, the melody of that song is in the bass.
Sure. Okay.
And I was on a gig, you know, kind of we do these gigs at these kind of bar, like funk bands, original music. There's a lot of that stuff, you know. No one ever got recorded.
Sure.
There were a lot of like original music bands playing like New York funk in the 80s. So there's a lot of work doing that. Probably some with a band. My friend Gene Perez, like from Jersey, I think. He was on stage like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And he used to wear like gloves, like a glove with thumbs, no thumbs.
Yeah.
When he played. I'm like, gee, what is that? He goes, oh, this new Prince tune. And Gene was like, he played with, he still plays with Willie Colon. He's so funky, man. It's crazy. So I always had that melody in my head, like, yo, that's a great melody.
Sure.
So sometimes we'll play that tune and we never get to the written melody. It's that, and maybe there's so much improvisation that by the time we're already in another song, by the time
Sure.
the melody was coming.
Yeah.